They call it the ultimate tipster's guide to the weekend's footy.
Do they not trust him?
They changed their mind.
So how did our experts fare?
Hawks. Well, the Hawks have got to win. Tipping Hawthorn.
All this summer,
Russell tipping against Hawthorn. I can't believe it.
join Anthony Hudson, Mike Sheehan, Russell Green, and the always eloquent John Barnes.
You're a Harridan. You're a Grizzlegut. You're a Marmoset. You might have had a bit of dipsomania, maybe.
The best of Fox League teams on Fox Footy Channel. Check your local guides for details or log on to foxfooty.tv.
Well worked by the Blues. Merrington has some Carlton by a goal to put the Blues in front. Drives it through the middle. One grab, two.
Well, it's just brilliant stuff once again.
High ball. Hands to it. Did he get a free? Carlton with the all-important takeaway.
G'day Blues fans, I'm Darren Hume and welcome to Take 2 of Planet Blue Rewind. Well, we had a pretty ordinary year on the field, but off the field we still managed to have a bit of fun with Planet Blue. So let's have a look at some of that action that we did in the second half of the season.
I'm Brad Fisher and you're watching Planet Blue Rewind. Watching Planet Blue Rewind.
G'day, I'm Jim Plunkett from the Carlton Footy Club. This is my teammate Andrew Eccles, and today we're back at Parade College where we both went to school, and we're going to have a look around and see what kind of trouble we can get into today. Andrew, how's your feelings coming back here, mate? First time we've been back for a while. 6 years we're here together. How are the feelings?
Yeah, it certainly brings back a lot of memories, Jim. We spent 6 years here and we had some great memories, and it's going to be fun to have a look around and see what's been happening at this place.
Any favourite teachers that you had? Maybe the coach of the footy side? You're looking forward to speaking to him later on?
Looking forward to speaking to our coach, Mr. Tony McKay. He was certainly one of my favourite teachers, and it's going to be great to have a chat to him later on.
Fantastic. Well, we'll go and have a little look around and see who we can find. We're here at the Garvey Oval now, a scene of many a good victory for the Parade side. As you can look around, they're constructing a new grandstand. I think it's a capacity of around 50,000. Pulling down the old one there was a capacity of about 8 people, that is. And Andrew, what were some of the fond memories that you have from this ground?
Oh, from this ground, Jim, certainly we've had many famous victory, but certainly the fondest memory of my Parade days was winning the 1996 Herald Sun Shield final. And
can you tell us just a little bit about the game and what happened?
A little bit about the game. We're playing St Pat's, Ballarat, I think it was. The final was at Optus Oval, and I think we got up by about 4 or 5 goals, and it was certainly one of the greatest achievements that in my footballing life. And I remember young self, Jimmy, you played a stirring role as a ruck rover that day, getting 30 possessions, I think it was.
Far from it that day. Pretty quiet day for me personally, but we won't go into that. Any disappointments at school? I know the year before we lost. Did we lose in any circumstances?
Oh, it's funny you brought that up, Jim. I may have had a shot in the dying seconds to win the game and kicked it out on the full. It was certainly one of the probably biggest disappointments in my footballing time, and I think it was Dennis Pagan's son Ryan actually played in that grand final for Essendon Grammar, and they ran away with the victory. So that was certainly a disappointment. Now yourself, Jim, any fond memories of this ground in particular?
I do remember a game here. It was probably one of the closest games we had that year in '96. We won by 2 points, and a young fella on the half-forward flank, Tim Bahaji, his name was. He kicked 8 in the second half. You remember, Timmy?
Budgie?
He kicked 8 in the second half and just tore the game apart. I'm not too sure where he is today, but I'm sure he'll be playing footy somewhere or doing something with football. But yeah, that was one of my finest memories. And Timmy, if you're out there, thanks for getting us home that day, mate.
Here we are in front of the Parade College Administration office, and Jim and myself are going to try and track down the man who coached that famous '96 Premiership team, Mr. Tony McKay.
We've finally tracked down Tony McKay. He was a hard man to find, but it's a pleasure to see you again, Tone. And how have you been, mate?
Not bad, Jim. Pretty good. Can't complain.
Very good, mate. Now, how many years did you coach the first 18 side? And tell us some of your fondest memories, and take control of the mic, mate.
Oh, Jim and Andrew. I coached from 1992 to 1992, yes, to year 2000. And in that period of time, we had 7 out of the 9 years appearances in the Herald Shield.
And sorry, your favourite match? Can you remember one match that really stood out in your mind, or there's just too many to think about?
One match concerning you two boys was we're playing Essendon Keeler secondary and we were behind by about 30 points at three-quarter time. And Jim, you had a broken hand, what we didn't realise, and we put you back because your old man said get back on the ground, and you had enormous amount of touches. And Andrew, you kicked the winning goal after the siren and got us into the semi-finals and finals, what we won convincingly.
Now, Tony, in those 9 years that you coached the Parade College first 18, I believe you won the premiership in 93, 94, 96, 97 and 98. So that's a great effort. Now, in that time, how many of those players went on to play AFL football?
Well, Andrew, there's a number of players in 94 side. Daniel Harford, Jared Malloy, Daniel Laufer and Blake Carosella all played and they were drafted. In 95 we got beat and Dave McEwen went to Hawthorn. In 96 yourself was drafted to Adelaide, Jim to Western Bulldogs and Lucas Fleming to St Kilda. In 98 Ben Johnson went to Collingwood. So we had great success in a very short period of time in the AFL draft.
Now, Tony, in your busy schedule, we're really appreciative that you've been able to fit us in for 5 or so minutes. Mate, they've really looked after you here. So many premierships for the school. You've got an office that's about 2 by 2 metres. You've got a whole heap of men staring down at you. So congratulations, mate, and thanks again for the time.
Thanks a lot, Jim. It's been a pleasure. And Andrew?
No worries, Tony. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, that was a look back at our time here at Parade College, and it was great to catch up with our former coach of the first 18, Mr. Tony McKay. Thanks for joining us.
The shoulder's just not responding, and I was sort of told that there's probably, I'd be lucky to get back in 4, maybe 5 weeks, and just thinking of that, where I'd stand at the end of the year, I'd be sort of maybe 1 or 2 games, and it still I might not have even got them 1 or 2 games, and I thought it was, you know, time for the body was telling me so. I went for a run in Perth, and 10k run, I pulled up pretty sore, so I just thought maybe, you know, been thinking about it for a little while, and this sort of just confirmed it. Just, you know, I've had a lot done on this right side with the elbow and the dislocation and then the nerve and the hand sort of things, and, you know, just thinking of later life with my kids. You know, I've got 2 boys and they want me to bowl, you know, probably warning leg spinners at them, and I want to be able to do that, so, you know, just sort of for later life, you know, with my wife and things like that, I just don't want to hinder anything like that. I've sort of thought about it for a little while, you know, just thinking of all the injuries I've got, you know, sort of just seeing how probably the shoulder responded. It was nearly, you know, I was pretty despondent after it in Fremantle, the last minute of the game or something like that. I was pretty dejected, but, you know, just to think maybe you do another pre-season and does the body handle it, and then, you know, get to early on in the year and you're struggling for form or you're injured again, I think, you know, mentally I think it'd be hard for myself and my family, and, you know, I've had a great run, you know. I love the club. I've been here for, you know, I was 14 when I come down, and, you know, it's like a second home. So, you know, it's just part and parcel. I think, you know, where we are on the ladder and where we, you know, where we need to go. I think it's time for the younger players to step in and, you know, take control of the club and take it to its destiny where Carlton should be, and they will be. It's just going to be a little bit of time. Yeah, well, I think, you know, that's what I got taught when I was here. You know, David Glascott was in the seconds and I was coming through, and I played 1 senior game, and he used to say to me, you know, I want you to take my spot in the team and things like that, and talk to me out in the reserves, and I think that's what Carlton's been about. You know, there's always been an older person there for the younger players to look at or talk to or be a part of, and that's just the culture of this place. And, you know, my time is now to give someone else a go, and, you know, I've missed a lot of footy, so someone's been getting a fair go anyway, but, you know, but that's just part of footy. You know, if it didn't happen this year, it was going to happen next year, and, you know, I just look after the body a little bit better, I think. Just before training, I probably got about flying. I got about 10 words out, and then we probably had 2 cups under here, and trying to wipe it off. But you know, it's hard. You know, you look around in the crowd and you see an Anthony Koutafidis, and he you know, played under 19s with Cooter, and then I look over the back and there's, you know, Wayne Gilbert, the property steward. You know, he handed me hot dogs on Thursday nights down in the under 19s and that. You know, Andrew McKay come over, and just people that I've played with for such a long time, and you know, they're sort of, you know, they're family. The place is like family, and you know, you see them every day. You know, you see them probably more than your own parents. So sometimes that's good and sometimes that's bad. But you know, it's a great club, and all the boys just to look around and see some players started in 92 and 94 and 96, and even the ones that started in 2000, you just sort of look across and sort of just remember them quickly, and that's probably what the emotion's about. You just see and reflect pretty quickly. If the scenario come down to trying to play that last game and I hurt my shoulder, and then, you know, I was finished footy and I was there, you know, I'm just starting to sleep on the side with, you know, without it aching, and that's just in, you know, normal day living for me. So I don't want to, you know, I don't want to be there and 3 months after footy finished and comes to Christmas and I'm still trying to get my arm up and still going to the physio and stuff like that. So it's sort of a bit about lifestyle and making sure that, you know, my body's not completely wrecked. I've had 8 arthroscopes on my right knee, 3 on my left, and a medial ligament. So my knees are no good anyway. If I was a racehorse, I might have been put down a little while ago, but thank God I'm not. Oh, I just think, you know, the club's got to be patient and, you know, just stick with the club. The membership's been fantastic, and the club couldn't have asked for anything more than the people that have come to family days and to our functions and things like that. It's been great to have a membership of 33,000. It's, you know, it's been fantastic. They've just got to stick with the club and with the young blokes and be patient, and, you know, next year's going to, you know, there's going to be players turned over and we're going to get some new faces, and who knows what type of players we could, you know, that's up to the Shano and Stuke and that to do that, but, you know, who we get is up to them. But I think it's going to be exciting. It's just going to be one of them times you just got to wait and be patient. I think the Eagles in 2001 got belted by us out here by, I think it was 109 points or something like that, and, you know, 2 years later they're sitting second, are they, or top, third? Yeah, something like that. They're in the top 4 anyway, and they're playing pretty good footy. So that's how quick it can turn around for a club. No, I think when you're playing premierships, you know, they're there forever, and, you know, to win a best and fairest, I think, you know, I had a knee operation in 94 and sort of maybe at the crossroads with, you know, where I was going to fit in, and to come out that year and to win a best and fairest in 95 was a great highlight. And, you know, I've had some great times, and, you know, some of my great memories are just training, you know, just little mucking around, kicking around the corner with Fraser Brown, and just little things like that. It's just, you know, I'll have to hit my son up pretty quick and he'll have to learn to muck around a bit at home. But, yeah, they're the fun, you know, trying to kick goals from the boundary, and, you know, blokes used to get up in the gym there and throw water at blokes down the bottom, freezing cold water, and just laughs at, you know, it's just all bloke stuff and mucking around, but it was just great.
Hi, I'm Scott Camperelli and you're watching Planet Blue Rewind.
Well, that was some classic Planet Blue if I've ever seen it. But don't go anywhere, you guys. We'll be right back with some more Planet Blue Rewind.
High ball. Hands to it. Did he get a free? Carlton with the all-important takeaway.
8:30 Saturday.
Complex.
Well worked by the Blues. Merrington has some. Carlton by a goal to put the Blues in front. Drives it through the middle. One grab, 2.
Well, it's just brilliant stuff once again.
High ball. Hands to it. Did he get a free? Carlton with the all-important takeaway.
Hi, I'm Scott Camperelli and you're watching Planet Blue Rewind.
Well, welcome back to Planet Blue Rewind, take 2. Let's have a look at some of that great action that me and Simon got up to in the second half of the year.
It's a big night for the Carlton Football Club, and that man, Anthony Koutafidis, running out for his 200th game for the old Dark Navy Blues. Takes his son Jamie from his wife Susie And the crowd erupts for Anthony Koutafidis in game 200. He's been a wonderful player, premiership player, best and fairest in 2001, dual All-Australian, and one of the all-time greats for the Navy Blues. Big game for his team tonight. They're in 14th position with 2 wins and 4 losses.
French is going to be the target. The big number 11, taken by Kouta. Kouta kicks a goal in game number 200.
He played his first game round 12 in 1992 against Adelaide. He's a best and fairest winner, and he's been close on a number of other occasions. Been All-Australian in 95 and 2000. He was a 1995 Premiership player, 97 Premiership, pre-season Premiership team member, and he's a life member of the club. And I suppose I can remember vividly back in about 93 when the coach at the time, David Parkin, said that he didn't think he could fit Anthony Koutafidis and Ange Christo in the one team together. And I think that myth was proven wrong. And Anthony, you're a superstar of the game, and it's just unfortunate that tonight hasn't been a successful one for the club. But congratulations on playing.
Thanks, Laura. Appreciate that. You know, obviously the players on the game, you know, this club is obviously a big honour for me. And I've enjoyed every minute of it through the highs and lows. And, you know, had great people and all that. But tonight, unfortunately, wasn't on those highs. But we'll keep battling on the numbers. I mean, there's a good bit on the thing. We'll be here all night. You know, St. Parker, I guess, before we go into this special for me also. So, you know, we'll keep battling away, boys, and we'll get this. Thanks a lot.
I'm over the moon about it. You know, I guess I was at Carlton when I was under 19s and then reserves, and to finally play seniors. You know, I was happy to get 1 game. So to get 200 is an awesome achievement, you know, at the club that I've always been at, and I'm really thrilled about it. Yeah. 1995 Premiership obviously was the greatest day, and you know, I'd love to win another Premiership, because once you win one, you want to win again. But that was certainly a great day for all of us. It was a great year, and certainly stayed with me forever. Oh no, I don't really look at that. You know, I try to stay positive, and all I can do is go out and train hard and work hard on the training track and hopefully play some good games. So I'm looking forward to, you know, whether it's another year, whether it's 2 years, 3 years playing footy. So all I can do is just go out there and try to do my best. Nah, never. If anything, it made me more hungrier to come back and play again, you know, to be with your teammates, and that's what you enjoy, being out there, whether you're winning, you know, or losing. You just want to be there and doing your best. Well, I think they've always sort of expected that. Even when I guess I was 22, you know, playing in the Premiership year that year, I think they expected me to play well then. They expected me to play well when I was 21, when I was 28. So they're always going to expect me to play well, and, you know, hopefully I've got some good games ahead of me. Obviously, I've got something special in my life now, a little son. You know, it's a great part of my life, and I'm trying to enjoy it as much as I can, and my wife's, you know, thrilled about it also. You know, it really hasn't changed too much. The only thing is, I guess I get up a few times during the night when, you know, he's hungry and he's crying. But other than that, everything else has stayed basically the same. Look, footy's always going to be important, and I'm always going to stay hungry. I mean, if I'm not hungry, then I shouldn't be playing a game. So, you know, obviously my kids, you know, my family's probably number one, but you know, obviously footy's pretty important too.
I'm Brad Fisher, and you're watching Planet Blue Rewind. And you're watching Planet Blue Rewind.
Now, what a special treat we've got for you viewers at home now. Fox Footy's Jason Bennett caught up with one of Carlton's great champions, Craig Bradley, for a Planet Blue exclusive interview. Let's see what Braddle's had to say.
What erratic. Bradley, the running machine is away. Right on the boundary line. Have a look at this. There is a captain's goal. You'd go a long, long way to see. Craig Bradley.
Only a small gap between the posts, and that is threading the proverbial needle. Unbelievable kick.
Craig Bradley, welcome back to Planet Blue. Nice to have you back in the fold.
Thanks very much, Jason. Good to be here.
What are you up to these days?
Just taking it easy with work and family, and getting across and seeing a few games for Carlton, which has been good.
Getting along to watch the boys a bit?
Yeah, getting along. It's interesting going to the games, not playing. It's a strange feeling, but yeah, the boys the endeavour's good. They're having a crack, and hopefully they can turn the corner soon. Do
you get down in the rooms before or after the game, catch up with a few of the lads?
I prefer to get down there before the game and just say good day, and you know, as they're preparing, and sort of after the game, leave them to it. And you know, as I said, it's when you finish playing, it's a strange feeling, but get down there before the game starts and leave it for them afterwards.
After playing footy for so long, was it a difficult transition for you, particularly over the summer once pre-season started, and then the whole vibe around town that footy's coming back? Did you miss it? Oh, absolutely. I think when you play it for so long, you're going to miss it. It's just part of your makeup and part of what you've done for so long. So certainly, even now, it's strange, but it's in a good way. You know, you miss it in a good way. So. It's on a beautiful day, you go to watch the footy and you see the boys out there playing. You're certainly part of you wishes you were still playing, but on the other hand, it's good to see the young guys having a real good go at it. Is it frustrating at times, sitting in the stand watching, when you think, geez, I'd love to be able to get there, or why doesn't someone run there, or you know, that sort of stuff? Oh, absolutely. And I think, look, one thing I've noticed is watching the game, the game looks so much easier than when you're actually out there. It looks slower, and it definitely looks easier. But when you're out there and you're actually playing the game, it's going 100 miles an hour. You know, from the sidelines, there's plays that you see unfold that look so simple, but trust me, when you're out there, it's not. That's just not the way it operates. So it's been interesting. You're doing a bit of media work this year with Fox Footy, doing some SANFL hostings back into Adelaide, and also a bit of special comments and things on match days. You enjoying that? Yeah, it's been good. I've done a few commentary games, and that's been fantastic, just to see the other side of the fence, see how it operates, and it's a very cushy life for you reporters, mate. It's go easy, don't spoil the myth.
But it's been good and quite interesting.
Something you want to pursue more of in the future?
Well, it's hard to know what opportunities lie ahead. It's one thing.
Any more of those cushy lines are not many, I'm telling you.
Exactly. I've noticed it's a pretty competitive field, and there's a lot of guys with their hands up. So we'll see what happens.
What about the coaching side of the equation? Have you given that any thought?
I have, and look, I made a deliberate decision to step out of it for a season and not do anything in terms of coaching, because I just think it's important to get a grasp of what's going on once you retire. I've been in it for so long. So, you know, part of me wants to coach, but I've got a young family, so I've got to think of them as well. You've always been in fantastic condition. Your body was your temple, as always. Physically, you probably could have gone again in 2003. Any regrets at any time that you thought, oh, maybe I could have gone one more year? Oh, look, I'd certainly love to be out there playing. There's no question about that. But I think, you know, everyone's got to be behind it. It's got to be universal, and if it's good for the club and everyone, well, great. But if it's part of it's not right, well, then it's time to stop. And you know, I've got no regrets there. If it's not to be, it's not to be. So yeah, I'm still doing the odd running and trying to keep fit. It's definitely different when you haven't got someone cracking the whip and it's all up to you. But I'm enjoying it. And you still catch up with plenty of the lads socially? Well, they train so much that you probably don't catch up with them as much as you'd like to. But certainly the odd game of golf when they get a chance, it's good to play. Do you miss that interaction? Because it's obviously such an important part of a footy club, is all the camaraderie and hanging out with the mates all the time. Well, I think, you know, just to stop playing footy, it's the whole gamut. It's not just playing the games. You know, you're so used to every day turning up to the footy club, you know, the interaction between the guys, the training, the playing. Just the mucking around, the general mucking around that goes on, and the socialising. So you walk away from a pretty big lifestyle. But luckily we've got a good group down at Carlton, and you know, we all keep in touch, so it's good. On field for the Blues, obviously reasonably disappointing in season 2003, but you did mention some of the youngsters earlier in our little chat. Some of them have really started to come on and show a bit. Yeah, well, obviously this is the period for them just to develop, and you know, on 4 or 5 of the games that we've lost, we've been in winning positions. You know, there's been a stage in the game when we thought, well, hang on, it's there to be taken. So, I mean, that's a good start, and hopefully through losing a few games and going through a bit of pain, it steels you for better times. And I'm sure that the young guys now, by going through what they're going through, you know, they won't forget it when the good times come. As an outsider looking in over the summer with all the dramas with the salary cap and the draft, etc., obviously you would have kept in close contact with all the players. That did steel them together as a group over the summer, and they really sort of came out in 2003 pretty unified, as obviously happened with the supporter base. Membership's been fantastic. Well, I think going to the games, the crowds are fantastic, especially at Optus Oval. So it's great to see, and the membership's up. So the supporters have rallied, which is fantastic. And obviously the players, when there's so much media attention going on, and you know, obviously they stick together, and the club, as you know, the playing group it stills them even more. So, as I said, you know, you go through tough times, and it stills you for better times. And when they come around, you grab hold of them. So, hopefully in the future, not too far around the corner, we'll have some success.
Now, there was no formal farewell for Craig Bradley after so many years of great service. You didn't get a chance to say goodbye on the field with a lap of honour or anything like that. Is that something that maybe we should be looking at doing in the future, and having some sort of way to say goodbye to the fans?
Yeah, look, I don't really know. For me personally, playing the game, walking off after after your last game, to me that's that's it. You know, laps and all these sorts of things are nice. You know, if it pleases people, then great. For me personally, just walking off the ground, you know, exhausted, played your last game, then you know, then you're out, you're done. So we'll see. You know, I've got an open mind on it. But having said that, I'm happy and contented. You know, I've walked off after playing against Port Adelaide that game, and you know, that's it.
Almost 500 games of senior footy in South Australia and Victoria. I guess you retire a pretty contented man. You've done just about everything there is to do in footy.
Yeah, look, I'm pretty happy, and I've had a good run. I can't complain. So just go to the footy now, support the Blues, and hopefully we'll do well.
Well, Craig Bradley, thanks for your time here on Planet Blue, and I'm sure plenty of Carlton fans look forward to catching up with you around Optus Oval in the years to come.
Thanks, Justin.
Well, that's it for Planet Blue Rewind. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you stay tuned over the summer into Fox Footy as we bring you what's going on in the AFL. I'm Darren Hume, and I'll see you next time right here on Fox Footy.
High ball, hands to it. Did he get a free? Carlton with the all-important takeaway.